Hey there, it's Sarah, back to help you improve your fitness 12 minutes at a time, and today's workout is all about the squats. Squats are a great functional exercise to help you strengthen those leg muscles that you use every day, and when you train squats, you'll improve your mobility, and if you're into burning calories, when you work those large muscle groups, you're going to burn more calories. So let's get to it. All you need is a little space on the floor as well as somewhere that you can sit down. We're not going to be sitting for long, we're just going to sit down and stand right back up. We got a few rounds like that, and then you'll use your seat if you need some help with your balance as we do some single leg work. You might want to have that seat nearby just to help you get back up if you find yourself going too low and you need a little assistance. Maybe have a table nearby or a wall if you need something else other than that seat when we get to some single leg work. Shoes are optional. You can work bare feet if you'd like. Totally up to you. It's your 12 minutes. Get some water nearby if you'd like to have that. We're going to work for 35 seconds at a time. 2 exercises before we get a 20-second break. We've got 8 rounds today. We're going to start just by sitting down and standing right back up. So I will start my timer. You get your seats, feet right under your hips. Sit those hips back. Take a seat. Press through the heels, stand right back up. We want our knees always going right over those middle toes. Our belly button up and in, and we're going to try to keep our chest lifted. And we're going to sit those hips back and then press through the heels and bring yourself back up. Make sure you're breathing as you exercise. And we want those feet about hip distance apart. If it feels better to take them a little wider, you can. When you hear that bell, instead of standing all the way up, you're just going to hover right off your seat, sit right back down. Just hover that booty off the seat 1 to 2 inches and then bring it right back down. Draw your belly button up and in. Push into those heels. And keep those knees right over those middle toes. Lots of work for the quads here, but give those glutes a little squeeze as well. You've still got 12 seconds. Can you hold that little hover off your seat for just a little bit longer? Really work those leg muscles. You get a short break in 3 seconds. So you can stretch out those legs, maybe fold over your lap, whatever feels good to you. We're going to take our legs really wide. Turn your toes to about 45 degrees, and your knees are as wide outside your hips as you can get them. And then those ankles are right under those knees with those toes pointed out. We're going to stand up and sit back down. Belly button up and in. So as you sit down, sit your hips back first. Find that seat, and then push your whole foot into the floor as you come back up. We want our knees pressing out towards our pinky toes, and we're going to start to work those outer hips and those inner thighs. So we're going to have 360 degrees of work around those upper thighs today. In 5 seconds, we're going to hold a low squat and just pulse. So we want our hips back towards that seat. Our chest is still over our knees and our hips are back. Our core is tight, our knees are out, and we're pushing the feet into the floor. So feel that work from the inner thighs wrapping around into the glutes. Outer hips are working. Stay as low as you can. And don't forget to breathe. Your break is coming in about 5 seconds. You should be feeling a burn in those legs. Shake it out. So we did that with our hips pressed back. We're going to take our feet wide, same stance, toes out, but we're going to tuck our hips under. Try to scoop your hips forward. And then we'll bend our knees out and we'll pulse from here. So now instead of our hips back, we're going to bring them in under those shoulders, which are still over our knees. And we just pulse from here. So notice the difference in the glutes as you scoop those hips forward. Keep pressing the knees out and stay as low as you can. Lift that chest, brace your core. Feel those hips tucked under, tailbone in line with your neck. 10 more seconds, and then we're going to step our feet in. We're going to keep the toes out, but bring the heels together. Can you go just a little bit lower? Keep squeezing those glutes. All right, step the feet in, and we're going to bend our knees. You might need to lift the heels if you're coming really low. but push them down as you come back up. So you choose the depth in this plie squat. Knees are gonna press out, our toes are out. Maybe we're going all the way down, maybe we need our seat to help us come back up. That's okay. Press those knees out. If you lift the heels, push them down as you rise. Squeeze those glutes, keep that core on. Try to keep those hips tucked under so the booty doesn't really stick out very much as we come down and rise. Shake that out. Stretch your legs. Whew. Here comes our single leg work. If you want your seat, keep it close by. Knees are parallel, one foot is tapped behind you. But we're gonna keep weight in this foot. We're just gonna keep the heel up. And we're gonna take a squat in this split stance. So again, we're gonna sit the hips back, keep the chest up as we come down, and then we just rise. Keep those hips and shoulders square. You can use your little seat to help with your balance, but try not to press into it. We want those legs bringing us down and up. Split the weight between those feet so that we're pushing into the heel of our front foot and the ball of our back foot. Knees are gonna track right over the middle toes, and then we're gonna try to keep them parallel. All right, step that foot that was behind you all the way behind you, and we're gonna curtsy. So we're gonna take that front knee right over those middle toes. Now our back foot is light on the floor behind us. Our hips are as square as we can get them. Our chest is still up. Push into that front foot. Press the knee out. Keep your core tight. That back foot is really light on the floor. And our knee is pressing almost towards that pinky toe. Really feel that inner thigh, outer hip and glute. All right, shake it out. We got another side. We're gonna tap the opposite foot behind us. Try to keep those knees parallel, toes facing forward. You've got your little seat nearby if you need it. We're going down into that split stance and the squat. Sitting the hips back, keeping the chest up, keeping the core tight. How low can you go? Now, if your knees don't like going all the way down, that's okay. Go as low as you can go. Try to challenge that range. Make sure those knees aren't buckling in or flaring out, and press into both feet. Back ball of the foot, front heel. Keep your chest lifted. Let those hips go back towards that back heel. And if you can, come all the way down. If your knees really don't like that, listen to them and only go as far as they want to go today. Curtsy. Take that back foot, bring it all the way behind you. Bend as low into that front leg as you can. Try to keep your hips square. That front knee pressing over towards that pinky toe just a little bit. Back foot super light as we curtsy. Lots of work for that outer hip. Push that hip back just a little bit. Make sure you're breathing. Your break is coming. Firing up those big, big leg muscles. 5 more seconds. Can you go just a little lower on your last one? Shake it out. We're going to take our feet wide again. Toes turned out to about 45 degrees. Hips are going to stay square, and we're just going to pick one side and bend into that leg. We're going to press the knee over towards the pinky toe. Keep your chest lifted and send your hips back just a little bit. Here we go. Bend into one side, press yourself back up. All on one side for 35 seconds. We're really wide in those feet, and we're going to go really low in that leg. Press that knee over towards the pinky toe. Really press into that opposite foot. Keep the hips square. Feel those adductor muscles. Keep squeezing those glutes. About 8 more seconds, and then we'll switch over to that other side. Keep your chest proud. You should be able to see the front of your shirt if you've got a mirror in front of you. Other side. Knee presses out, and make sure you're pressing into that opposite foot. That leg was just working, but it's going to stay active. Send the hips back, and then bring them right under those shoulders. Push your knee out and really push those feet into the floor. Make sure you're breathing. You get a little break at the bell. Less than 10 seconds now. Make sure you're feeling those outer hips as well as those inner thighs. Shake it out. We're gonna bring the feet back under the hips. We're gonna bring in the ankles and the calves for a little squat and a big, big calf raise. So as we lift those heels, we're gonna press into the big toes. We're gonna squeeze the glutes. As you sit the hips back into your squat, knees still tracking right over those middle toes, chest lifted, core tight. Squat, lift the heels. Squat, lift the heels. As you squat, sit into those heels, push them into the floor. And then as you lift them up, squeeze those glutes. Keep your core tight, your chest lifted. Push into those big toes. Try not to flare your ankles. And maybe a little hold at the top. Can you squeeze the backside just a little bit harder? At the bell, we're gonna add a jump. Maybe it's a tiny hop off the floor out of your squat. Maybe it's a big jump. Maybe it's a little one. You choose. You can swing the arms for momentum. Make sure you're landing softly, rolling through the foot. So we go from the ball of the foot back into the heel, into that squat. If you've had enough of that, feel free to go back to the squat calf raise. At any time, you can lose the jump. Make sure you're really breathing here, getting that heart rate up just a little bit for 5 more seconds. All right, one more round of single leg work. Pick a side. You're gonna bend into that leg, and as you do, the opposite leg is gonna kick to the corner behind you, flexing that foot that's going to lift to the corner as you bend deep into your standing leg. Making sure that knee is going right over the middle toes, or if it helps, press it out towards the pinky toe. Try to flex that back foot and kick that heel up towards the corner. You can challenge your balance and keep the foot off the floor as you straighten your standing leg, or you can tap the foot back down. Try not to square the hips. Draw that belly button in tight. Keep that chest lifted, those shoulders back and down. We're gonna switch legs at the bell. Whew. Single leg squat with a kick back. So we're gonna fire up that back glute, as well as this front thigh and hip. Make sure you're also feeling that front glute a little bit. Press into the heel, and then press out of the heel of that leg that's lifting. And you can hover or you can tap. Make sure you're bending into that standing leg as low as you can go. Pressing that knee over the middle toes or towards the pinky. At the bell, hold a squat for 20 seconds. Sit as low as you can, hold. Lift your chest, push your knees out, bring those hips back, squeeze those glutes. Sitting to your heels. 10 more seconds. Really contract those leg muscles. They are almost done working for you. 5 more seconds, you got it. Go a little lower. Hold it, and done.
Activity completed.
There you go, you worked your legs for 12 minutes. They are now stronger, just a little bit. If you want to make them even stronger, why don't you do that one again? Or find a different workout here at 12 Minute Fit and throw that on. If your day is extra busy today, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.